Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we have our WWE Survivor Series War Games pay-per-view prediction show. Man, this is a big dream finally coming true. The War Games is finally in WWE. It's been a long time coming, guys. Long time coming. Now, we have seen War Games part of NXT in more recent years. I believe it started in, 2017? And those matches have been fantastic. I know some fans very critical of them, but as a whole, I've enjoyed most of them. So, man, let's get into this, guys. There's only 6 matches to get into. We got 2 War Games matches to look through. So, yeah, if you're looking into tonight's show, follow me on Twitter. HWM Ghost, of course. I'll try to be live tweeting during the show. Yeah, this show is taking place at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Mass. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving over in the USA. So yeah, this is looking like a pretty cool show here. Overall, like I said, I'm always been a big fan of the War Games, going back, rewatching some of the old VHS tapes and DVDs and stuff like that. If you're never seen any of those matches, do yourself a favor, pick up that War Games DVD. If you can find the Blu-ray, pick that up as well, because there are some fantastic matches on these, guys. The older matches that, WWE, of course, they have not released the early WCW pay-per-views and stuff like that. So yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite DVD and Blu-ray sets to look over every now and then. And for the record, these will be the 40th and 41st War Games matches, going back to WCW, the NWA, NXT, all combined. 40 and 41. That's incredible. I didn't think there was that many, but back in the I guess it was the original days of the War Games, they took it on tour, the Great American Bash on tour, and that was the match they promoted, the War Games match. And there was probably at least a dozen of them, on house shows and things like that. And of course, they're just not on. They're not on tape. They're very obscure footage of those matches. So let's get into this show. I'm almost certain that they're going to open up with a War Games match, and that's the one thing I don't like about having 2 big gimmick matches in on a pay-per-view, because by the time you get to the main event, you've already seen all this madness and things like that. And that goes for, the Rumbles, the Chambers, TLC matches, to a degree. But especially with big matches like the Rumble and Chambers, I generally only like to see one on a show. Hell in a Cell is a big one. Kind of glad they're scrapping those pay-per-views. So let's get into the Women's War Games to start. And it will be Team Bianca Belair versus Team Bayley Damage Control. We got Bianca Belair, Alexa, Asuka, Mia Yim, and the returning Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch officially returned on SmackDown Friday night, and she will be a part of the Bianca Belair team. And they will be taking on Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. So, we got a huge amount of talent in both teams, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Team Belair here. This might be a pretty heel heavy show, but it's really hard to tell. WWE books in weird ways sometimes, but I feel like under the Triple H umbrella, it's been much more scattered. I know under Vince McMahon, it was very heel-heavy shows, and the main event would be babyface, 100% babyface show. So you book heel-heavy throughout the main show, and then main event, it's all babyface. Look back at the Hogan days, the Austin, Cena. It's a very trendy thing that Vince McMahon was known for, the heel-heavy shows. So I am going to go with Team Bianca here, and maybe this sets up kind of Becky versus Bayley moving forward, Becky versus Bianca going forward. It's really hard to say. There's just so many moving parts in these matches. What they go forward after this, only time will tell. We got 2 title matches on this show and one kind of grudge match, which I'm really looking forward to. First up, for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey defending the title against Shotzi Blackheart. So Ronda Rousey did win the championship. When was that? Extreme Rules or Crown Jewel? Yeah, it was at Extreme Rules, so fairly recent. Honestly, I do not see Ronda Rousey dropping the title anytime soon. So I'm guessing she will be champion at least until the Royal Rumble, possibly even heading into WrestleMania. So remember, Rousey won the... Did she win the Rumble last year? I'm pretty sure she did. And Ronda Rousey has... No, I don't think she won the Rumble. Or yeah. Pretty sure she did win the Rumble. It's been a long year, guys. It felt like it's been a long year. So excuse my, forgetfulness sometimes. Just so much things have happened over the past little while. And a lot of things do kind of mesh together at times. Yeah, Ronda Rousey did win the Royal Rumble. So yeah, I am predicting Ronda to retain here. It kind of sucks for Shotzi. She's getting that opportunity though, so I hope fans are at least happy with that. But nothing against Shotzi. She's just another opponent for Ronda to kind of put over here and make Ronda look strong heading into the next chapter. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Shotzi, but, she'll eventually have her time. We do have a grudge match like I talked about here. Finn Balor versus AJ Styles. I believe these guys only had one match before together, and one one-on-one match. That was at that TLC 2017. So it's been a good 5 years since they had a one-on-one match, with injuries and all that different stuff, going from Raw to SmackDown and all that stuff. AJ Styles has been WWE champion, since then a couple of times. And That first time was kind of just a freak accident. I believe it was supposed to be Nakamura who was injured, and then they kind of put AJ Styles in there for the replacement. I believe that's how it went. Anyway, this will be, only their second match in 5 years. There's so many moving parts, again, in this match as well. The thing I love about War Games is the 2 rings. There's a lot to work with, going in and out of both rings. There is a count out, though. You got to stay in 1 ring if you're only having the one-on-one match. You got to remain in 1 ring. But the second ring always becomes a big factor. You got to put that into consideration. And when you got a guy like Styles and a guy like Balor putting it all on the line, it turns out to be a really cool match. Then you got the Carl Anderson, Big Boy Doc Gallows. We don't know if Mia Yim will be out there with them since she is part of that War Games match. And Rhea Ripley, who knows? Maybe they come out later into the match, but you will probably have Judgment Day out there, Priest and Dominic. So this will probably be a fun match, lots of bells and whistles. But if it's just up to me, I'd leave it to AJ Styles and Finn Balor to go out there, tear the house down, and kind of set the standard for match of the night, So with this match, Finn Balor won the match before, so I'm going to go with AJ Styles. And maybe they could have a rubber match later on, maybe at the Rumble or somewhere down the line. Next up here, you got a triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship. And again, this will probably be a fairly decent match. We got Seth Rollins defending the title against Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. So Austin Theory has a pretty good case on his hands. I'm kind of disappointed in what they did with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I honestly think tonight would have been a good chance for him to cash in. After the War Games match, Roman Reigns is kind of out of it after that War Games match, and out comes Austin Theory to cash in. Just saying. What do I know? But they kind of wasted it on a U.S. title match. Only in WWE, where things don't make sense all the time. So yeah, Austin Theory kind of looked like an idiot. Maybe he can redeem himself tonight. But with Bobby Lashley there, it looks like they might reunite the Hurt Business. We've heard things of that nature. So I am expecting a pretty good triple threat match here. Triple threats are usually very good matches. They're actually one of my favorite type of matches to watch. You're always, in some type of action where, one guy gets bumped out, 2 guys go at it, you got the double teams, and then you got kind of all 3 guys mixing it up. And it usually turns out to be a pretty good match. I always look back to, some good triple threat matches back in the day, Vengeance 2002 and, some good championship matches down the road. 2001, it was RVD, Austin, and Angle, and pay-per-view one time. So yeah, triple threat matches can be good, but they can also be very tricky to do. So for my prediction, I am going to go with Austin Theory, the new United States champion. He needs that redeeming match here, and this is his shot. And in the main event of WWE Survivor Series, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. We get a low battery warning. Roman Reigns stepping into War Games for the first time in his career with the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, taking on the Brawling Brutes of Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens, who is rumored to be injured as well. I don't know what was up with that. You know, sometimes guys just don't believe everything you see on the internet when guys maybe just be taking time off and things like this. You know, it's crazy. But this is probably a pretty tough show to predict, because you know you want things to go each way, but I think this is one of the only times I think Roman Reigns can lose on a pay-per-view. And man, it's been a long time coming for McIntyre. I feel like he's just been losing so much lately. It's really hard to tell. If they were going to pull the trigger on him, it would have been Clash at the Castle and giving him that championship reign. It may be past his time right now. And, you know, Drew might be a thing of the past come Rumble and WrestleMania. And they're already planting seeds for the next, Roman Reigns feud. If you look back at this, man, McIntyre and Reigns have been going at it for basically a year now. And they've been going at it for quite some time. I think McIntyre's next big feud is probably with Karrion Kross. He did have that match with Crown Jewel, and at Extreme Rules, so I am going to pick the Brawling Brutes to win, but I'm not going to be surprised if it's the Bloodline standing at the end of the night. War Games is usually the baby faces going over. Even look at Undisputed Era. They did win 2 of them, but they've lost 2 as well. The 4 Horsemen, I don't think they won any of their War Games matches. They were in a good amount of them as well. I think a record 15 or 16 matches I was looking over before we started recording. So this is a really tough match for me to predict. I am going to go with McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes to win. So let me know your thoughts. As always, guys, comment down below some of your predictions and your overall thoughts on the War Games. And as always, we'll talk to you later. Peace.